What's going on, everybody? Cody Felger here. Just wanted to give you a quick Colts update here. A little bit update personally from me. So I am on vacation. I think I mentioned that previously on the podcast. And so if you're wondering why I wasn't on the podcast yesterday discussing Anthony Costanzo's extension, that's why. We'll be down here for about a week, but I had a little bit of downtime here, so I thought I would give you a few updates. Obviously, the Colts re-signed Costanzo yesterday, 2-year deal. Pretty good deal, it seems like, for both sides. 2 years, so it seems like Costanzo, based off of what Stephen Holder of The Athletic said, intends to play out those 2 years, and I know that's a big deal for obvious reasons. The Colts, last year, had one of the best offensive lines, the most consistent offensive lines in terms of playing all 16 games, so that's a huge thing for the Colts to bring Costanzo back for the next couple of years, and who knows, maybe they could potentially, try to groom that left tackle of the future for when Costanzo decides to hang it up. But they have 2 years to do it, so whether that's this offseason, this draft, or maybe in the 2021 draft, we'll see. That remains to be seen. But anyway, Costanzo being re-signed is a big deal. And then the Colts made some other news on the defensive side. They released veteran defensive tackle Margus Hunt, and he played really well in 2018. But his production majorly dipped in 2019, and that's something that was it was a big deal because when the Colts released Hunt, they actually saved about $4 million, and with the way that the Colts structured his contract, the Colts don't owe him anything. They don't have any dead money. They don't have anything like that. So that's obviously a huge plus for the Colts. And it seems like they're going to try to beef up that defensive interior, and so releasing Hunt was the first step in doing so. And also, it's just, it just makes sense for both sides. Hunt's getting up there in age. He just was ineffective last year. He wasn't really productive, and so it makes sense to try to bring guys in, whether that is in free agency, which free agency is starting really today. Teams can start talking to players right around noon, so we may be seeing some more Colts news here in the next coming different hours and days and stuff like that. But officially, free agency starts on Wednesday. But there may be some rumors leaking out that the Colts are potentially interested or talking to some people, or maybe even sign some people. It remains to be seen. So it'll be definitely interesting to watch kind of how this free agency plays out for the Colts, and kind of seeing where, what positions they address in the draft, in the free agency, and then what they leave for the draft. I mean, they have 3 picks within the top 2 rounds there. And they have a lot of draft capital that they can invest in some players. We've already dropped a lot of our mock drafts and stuff, so if you guys haven't yet, be sure to go check those out. And speaking of the NFL draft, the NFL actually just announced that they are going to keep the draft on the same date that it has. It's always around the end of April this week. This year it is the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the last week in April there. And so the NFL announced that they're going to keep doing that. Seems like everything's going to stay on schedule. I know that people were kind of concerned with all the different sports shutting down and all that stuff. March Madness obviously shutting down because of the coronavirus. But the NFL announced that they're just going to have the draft as normal, but I think it's just going to be more of a closed off, really minimal people there at the draft. And so that's certainly good news for football fans, because it's been kind of a boring week because there's really no sports on or anything. And so it's certainly good for football fans, good for just sports fans in general to have something to look forward to. But that's all I have right now for this quick update. Be sure to check back. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at CPFelger55. Be sure to follow the podcast on Twitter at BTJPod. And be sure to just check back with the channel for different updates and different stuff like that. This is a quick update for the Colts. I'm Cody Felger, and go Colts.